movies with Matt and Ryan once again on this mid-January night, and today we're gonna review Hidden Figures,
Hidden
the new
Ryan's.
Hidden Ryan's.
Ryan's figure.
I'm not mistaken; it's from the director that did Saint Vincent from 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
I think it's Theodore Melfi, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, Theodore Melfi. I don't think he wrote it though, but I
No, he
think he.
wrote Hidden Figures. He was a co-writer on it.
Oh, he did write it. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not sure if he was. I'm not sure if he was just a studio signing or
The
something.
classic Saint Vincent. That takes me back to the time the Halloween weekend 2014. I'm like Ryan, let's go see Nightcrawlers, and you're like, no, I want to see Saint Vincent. I'm like, okay, and that movie
Nightcrawler was great. It was
And Saint Vincent was mediocre.
good. It was good.
That's being kind. But yeah, Hidden Figures, which actually opened at number one at the box office last weekend, which is pretty impressive considering Star Wars was out and all that. It's based on a pretty interesting true story. It's a team of African American women who provide NASA with important mathematical data, and they're needed to help launch the program's first successful space mission. In particular, it focuses on Katherine Johnson, played by Taraji P. Henson, who's the mathematician. Octavia Spencer, who plays Dorothy Vaughan, who's trying to become the first supervisor at NASA to be African American. And then Mary Jackson, played by Janelle Monáe, who wants to become an engineer. So that's kind of the setup, if you
Yeah.
will. You can start with your thoughts.
Alright, I think much like St. Vincent, this was sort of a crowd pleaser, but I think it was a much better crowd pleaser because, first of all, it was a story that not many people knew about, which is nice to see. And at the same time, I think what made this movie, what made it exceptionally well done was all of the performances. I think I didn't really have any problem with any of the performances, Taraji B. Henson or Octavia Spencer, or any of them.
Yeah,
And it was a pretty interesting story. Like I like some of like I wouldn't say symbolism, but like some like with the woman's bathroom and everything. When people see the movie, they'll know what I'm talking about. But like I don't know, it was a nice movie. It wasn't too crowd pleasing. It wasn't too overly cinematic. It was pretty. He kept it pretty grounded, I guess, in a sense.
like this is the kind of movie we've seen before. It's the true story. It's supposed to be inspiring and uplifting, and it does kind of play into those pratfalls a bit, but it does so in a charming way. I really loved the main three performances: Henson, Spencer, and Monet. I think their confidence gave this movie a great center, and the movie actually had a lot of swagger to it, which I liked. These are three women who know what they're doing and just won't take shit from nobody, and that's really cool to see. I mean, that's not something we see a lot in movies today, which is unfortunate. But
Yeah,
Kevin Costner was also really good in the movie as Al Harrison, who's kind of like the supervisor of the mathematics unit. He has a lot of big scenes where he gives his usual Costner like speech, and I just like Costner. I think he's an instant movie star, so he does
yeah,
good.
he was good, and um, I like how they made his character like not an antagonist and not like a protagonist either. I think just someone who wants to get the job done.
Well,
It
no,
was
he
pretty like
he seemed to be very sympathetic to
yeah, he was sympathetic,
Catherine.
but he had one focus, and that was to get whatever job they needed done. It wasn't he didn't care if you were like black, white,
Yeah.
um, or he just wanted to get what he needed done. And I thought one thing that I thought would be pretty. One thing I thought that was questionable was having Jim Parsons as an antagonist.
Well, I don't think the movie has villains. I think it does a good job of showing that like kind of racism was an institution of the South at that time. People were just it's just the way they acted, it's the way they grew up. So it's not like the movie doesn't overplay the racism. It's more subdued and subtle. It's like, little
Yeah,
backhand stuff. It's not these like big like, oh fuck you,
yeah.
vulgarity other stuff. Like
Because that's been done so many times in cinema. The like just movies when they show like the lynchings and everything. Like that's been done so many
yeah,
times.
you just see it in the workplace, and it's just like little stuff, but it's
Yeah, like the
bothersome, and
clown clap.
it gets its point across in an effective way. I thought Parsons was good. Same with Kristen Dunst, who also played kind of a supervisor in the movie. Kind of a standout scene stealer for me was Glenn Powell, who played John Glenn, the astronaut. He was fun. He had a lot, I mean, he's only in the movie for a couple of scenes, but
Yeah.
he had a lot of charm and charisma too. And he was in Everybody Wants Some, which also came out last year. So good year for him. Kind of a breakout year.
I didn't even notice. I didn't know who it was really, but because I didn't see Everybody Wants Some.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was a good movie. It was, I don't know, it was kind of what I expected. I guess I wasn't like surprised by anything.
yeah.
To
It's
be honest.
if you've seen the trailer, you kind of know what you're getting. And like I said going in like this is gonna be the most like 7 out of 10 movie ever, and yeah, it kind of met that expectation for me, which isn't a bad thing. Not every movie is Moonlight and all that. Like a solid base hit, that's good too. And I think it's a movie that's important in its own way, and I'm really happy it's doing well because I wish there were more movies like this.
Yeah. The only problems I'd say I have with it are the crowd pleasing points, and I think the relationship between Henson's character and Mahashala Ali from Moonlight, it was a little underdeveloped, and I don't know,
Yeah, the movie does
kind
have
of unnecessary.
the movie does have a lot going on. It suffers from the problems that a lot of historical movies do, where it takes too big of a bite because you have that arc, you have Janelle Monáe trying to, get the rights to go to these classes, and it's like it becomes a bit muddled. The stuff on the side. I know it's important to who these people were in real life, but as making a cohesive narrative, it kind of doesn't fit in. And I didn't really like how it was directed. I don't know, Theo Milfy or whatever his name is. He's very hokey at points. I do like Pharrell's music in the movie, the original songs. I think those were pretty good, but I don't know. It plays a lot to the crowd, as someone would say. It finds the way to have the big speeches and all that, and it's just off-putting and not very realistic. It took out from what was genuine before that.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like the soundtrack. I will say this though, I'm a little shocked. Taraji B Henson didn't get any nominations for this at the Golden Globes.
Well,
I thought he stood out
I
more than
don't
Spencer.
I don't think this is a I don't know. She might get an Oscar nomination, but Best Actress this year is pretty competitive. So I
Yeah,
don't know. It just depends on the category.
yeah. I think it gets what it deserves, but it's not in the same tier as the other, like La La Land and
Yeah,
Moonlight.
this is a good movie, and I'm glad it's doing well. I mean, it's a good like I'm glad they released it now because it's a nice like actual good movie in January.
Yeah,
I know we'll be seeing some movies this month that probably gonna be pretty big stinkers. So it's nice that this is doing well and has an audience and all that. So do we want to get into ratings?
yeah.
What do you
I'll
give
give
it?
it. I'll give it an 8. I enjoyed it. I wasn't like pissed or anything. The problems I had were pretty small. So
8. All right, I'll go 7. I mean, it's very standard, and you kind of know what you're getting going in. But it's like I said, a solid base hit. So
like
that wait, what do you say? What do you say?
like this like this review.
Yeah. So as Michael Keaton would say, go see Hidden Fences this weekend.
Go see the founder.
go
Ray
go see Moonlight Fences this weekend.
I don't know why people are so pissed about that.
Yeah, I mean, they both start with F. Like, it's an honest mistake, but
We never really touched on how the Golden Globes went, but maybe
yeah,
we'll do
maybe we'll do something. I don't know. But
that.
that's our review. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, all that, and have a good day.
See you.